Hi, welcome to Sheepish, episode 31, take 2. Today is Sunday, January 26, 2014, and I'm Holly. How is everyone? Yes, I said take 2. I actually recorded earlier today, and I had tons of camera and computer issues. So as I started to edit, there were so many freezes and jumps that, yeah, I just had to throw in the towel and try to re-record. So hopefully what I will do to help mitigate some of that is I will record in shorter clumps and try and get them, yeah, I'll put them all together when I edit, but hopefully I won't run into some of that. That does mean, though, that I need to remember what I talked about the last time because I was kind of all over the place. Anyway. I hope you guys have had a good week and a good weekend. This is my first full weekend off in weeks, which is a good thing. I actually had some downtime, which is nice. Um, it's weird. I didn't get up to go teach this weekend. Um, but yeah, I actually had a massage yesterday because it was long overdue because my back was killing me. So I had a massage and then I got to like laze around. I was at Fiberspace on Friday night for a little bit. Yeah. So let's get started with what's happening at Chez Sheepish. We are at 175 members. Hooray! Remember, if we get to 25 more, so 200, we'll do a prize drawing for that. So yeah, let's see if we can do that soon. Let's get started with what's on the current roster. Currently, I have Hero, who's living in this. And it's not seen a lot of love since you last saw it, but it's a few rows in, about a good inch longer. I've still got about 5 more to go. It's a little too big for me to take around everywhere, so it ends up being nighttime knitting, and I watch it when I watch podcasts at night. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw this in my feed already, but I've decided to start an Albers cowl. Oops, let's get the needle out of the way. That's the wrong side. This is the right side. You would think I'd know this by now. So this is being done out of some various sock yarns that I may have purchased some of when I was at Fiberspace on Friday. I've decided that I'm going to have a very nerdy theme with this. It's going to be very Doctor Who themed. So colors that each of the doctors wore, the 9th, 10th, and 11th doctors, that is, because there are only 3 squares. And the second square has 3 colors. So this is the 9th doctor. So the green of the V-neck of the jumper that he usually wears underneath his black jacket. He sometimes wears a plum. He wears jewel tones a lot. And this black. This will come up later. But yeah, so there's that. It's been good luck hockey knitting as well, so yay. Which brings me to finished objects, or our alumni roster. Joining the alumni roster, whoops, as everything falls, are my Monster Movie Night socks. These are simple stripy socks done toe up using a 2-3 increase that Heather from Fiberista Files and Highland Handmaids talks about in one of her episodes ages ago. And the variation on the Fish Lips Kiss Heel, it's using the video instructions that they use. So I don't know if it's specifically the Fish Lips Kiss Heel because they said that it was the same heel used for the bikini heel. I don't know. But anyway, these are done. This is in the Haunted base. I love this yarn. I love this base. If you can get your hands on some, go for it. The last thing I knit out of this were those stripy mitts, the vanilla bean not sock stripy or fingerless mitts, and they are holding up really well, like almost no pilling, and I wear them almost daily. So awesome. Oh, I've got stripes. I've got new socks. Yay. Yes, these are longer than I normally knit, but I couldn't stop knitting with the yarn. I did have, oh, there it is. This is how much I had left. It was 3 stripe repeats. Yes, I counted as I rewound. So, yeah, I love these very, very muchly. Kiki makes an awesome yarn. And you can tell they're almost perfectly matched. So my OCD is happy. So that brings us to the scouting report. Stash enhancement, yeah, you know. So you guys have seen some of the other things. You guys know that I'm in the Two Crafty Girls Yarn Club. If you don't know about the Two Crafty Girls Yarn Club, Sarah Ponky from Another Crafty Girl and Dana from Unwind, I believe she's Crafty Girl 83 on Rav, from Unwind Yarn Company, came together to do a 2-month yarn club, each of them providing 1 month of yarn. And they have an art history theme to their club this year. And so, and it's, 2 months, you are able to, it's a complete lottery to get in. So even if you've been in for a few rounds, you still have a chance to get in. You don't have to worry about people who've been in there forever taking up all the spots, which is kind of nice. It's also kind of nerve-wracking if you really want to keep going with it. But whatever. So last time that I recorded, I said that I forgot something. And I did. I forgot my yarn from this club because it was sitting on this table right behind the camera and I didn't see it. So, like I said, art history. This was Ponky's inspiration. So this is Henri Matisse's Dishes and Fruit from 1901. And on the back here, Sarah and Dana actually put their thoughts on this. So Sarah says that still life paintings have never been my favorite, but in my opinion, they deserve to be represented in this club at least once. I chose this one by Matisse because of his amazing sense of color. It just blew me away. I hope this colorway brightens your day. And it absolutely does, because this is what she did. I'm not a fan of still lifes either. But when I do like a still life, it's usually Matisse because he has such awesome color sense. So if I hold these up, that's pretty good. That's not pretty good. That's pretty darn good. I love this muchly. It's gorgeous. It's bright. You get these pops of really bright electric colors in there, along with these somewhat muted seafoamy colors. Oh, so happy. And then I'm also in Highland Handmaids is doing a Snapshots of Maine yarn club. And so Heather sent me the bill and I went ahead and paid for my first month, which I can't wait to get. But then I went over to her site. I went over to her Big Cartel site and to look around. This jumped in my cart. Actually, so did this. This is the Silver Maple Sock. This is her Silver Maple Sock, which is 60% superwash merino, 30% bamboo, and 10% nylon, and it's about 425 yards. So I have 850 yards, and it's coming up much more orangey. It's a corally red. It's beautiful. It's called the Holly. Yeah. She did a series of colors that had pairs for them for Christmas, I believe, for the holidays. So she had a color called the Ivy. There was not that when I saw these, but she did have 2 of the Holly. I can't resist things that are named, that share the same name. So they're gorgeous. They will be a shawl. I don't know what kind of shawl yet, but they will be a shawl. I can't wait. It's so beautiful and soft. So yeah. I went to Fiberspace on Friday. I kind of fell down. I had this idea for the Albers cowl that I wanted to do, a block for the 9th, 10th, and 11th doctors. And then I started thinking about all my stash and did I have anything that was appropriate? I couldn't think of much. I mean, I could think of a few things that I knew that I didn't have to buy, but there were some colors that I knew that I had to. So this is the green that I used in the first square. This is by Cephalopod, and it's the Skinny Bugga, and it's the Nebraska Conehead colorway. So it's an MCN, and it's a fingering weight, and I've got a lot of yarn left, so I need to figure out something to do with the rest of this. Whoops, yarn is falling, sorry. Then the plum that I'm using, which looks way more purple than it actually is in real life, it really is a plum, is the Studio Sock, so Neighborhood Fiber Company. Oops, come on. There we go, ish. There we go. So Neighborhood Fiber Company Studio Sock in the 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue colorway. If you don't know where 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is, it's the address for the White House. Karita came up with this colorway during the 2008 elections. And I love it. It's beautiful. I have some of it in an MCN that she was trying out for a little while. I don't know where that is though. So then I got the Ella Rae in black. So Ella Rae Lace Merino. It's 460 yards. It is not a lace weight. It is probably a light fingering, but it is not a lace weight. I got this light blue, also Ella Rae Lace Merino. Excuse me. And then I picked up another of Neighborhood Fiber Company Studio Sock in Druid Hill. And again, it's warmer in person. The camera's giving it really cool tones and very grayed out. I mean, it's got a little gray to it, but it's much warmer in person. So that is what I picked up. I mean, I thought that when I was gathering stuff up, I thought that I had gotten a lot more, but that's because I had purchased for my other habit. So you guys know that I cross stitch, and I haven't really talked about it all that much, but I decided to join in the Frosted Pumpkin Stitcheries stitch along, and it's their Once Upon a Time stitch along, so it's for the entire year. And so this is what I've gotten done on my first block, which for January. So the tail is Snow White. So you've got Snow White. I've got one of the dwarves. They're doing laundry. Now, if you're looking really closely, you can see that my J is not as wide as it is in the pattern. And I don't know why, because I counted everything here, and everything matches up to where it's supposed to, but I'm one stitch short. I don't know. I'm not sure where that stitch has gone, but I made it work and we're good. So when we get to, I'm guessing February, March, April, I'll probably do something the same there. But yeah, I'm really loving it. It's cute, it's motivating. I'm almost done with January, and then I can start on like the outer border. So we'll see how that goes. So what's making me happy this week? Well, there are a few things that are making me happy this week. On Friday, I met up with Emily from Fibertown, from the Fibertown podcast, because she was the winner in one of the winners in the Fall into Color knit along. And if you've not gotten back to me on whether you've won a prize or not, I've heard from, I believe, everybody but one. Please do get back to me. But I heard from Emily, Emily and I decided that we were going to meet up in Old Town on Friday because she was going into Fiberspace because one of her friends had won a space, or was being given a Space Commander party. And that is when you reach a certain level of shopping at Fiberspace and you fill out their largest card. So it's $100 a purchase, gets you a stamp, which is really easy to do. Fiberspace rewards you and to thank you for, you know, going to them, making them your LYS with a party. And during that party, the shop is closed to everybody else. You get to shop around, you get to hang out, you get some wine, some cheese, a cheese platter. If you want to bring in anything, you can do that. So it's kind of awesome. So I met up with Emily before that, which resulted in me spending money, which is fine. But yeah, I got to meet her, and that's so cool. She's really very sweet, just like she is on her podcast. If you're not watching her, go watch her. She's really, really sweet. I was a little odd and awkward and nervous because I get that way. But yeah, I was fine towards the end. I get weirded. It's like, while I'm not shy in certain situations, in some I am. So, you know. But yeah, so Emily's lovely, and I got to meet her. And let's see, the last time we talked, I was going to Michelle's book launch, which was lovely. Friends were there. The food was great. It was held in an art gallery-ish. An art gallery come concert space come a catch-all. I think like small bands have played there. It's a very nondescript location in DC. It's above a restaurant. But it was just really a great place to have this. And so, yeah, I'm very, very proud of Michelle. If you guys are interested in the book at all, I will put that in the show notes. I know that I still have to do show notes from last time. Those will get done, but I just needed to get that up. So I will put a link to Michelle's book in the show notes. And I got to meet one of the other authors in the book, and she was lovely. It's very sweet and personable. Yeah. So there's that. And then, of course, hockey. Hockey has not been so much making me happy for the last couple of weeks. My boys decided that they just weren't going to play, apparently. And so we ended a 7-game losing streak last night. Yay! Against the Montreal Canadiens, the Habs. And it was a great game to watch. I was furiously knitting on the Albers cowl. Did that go? Where did that go? If you follow me on Instagram, I have no clue where I put that. Wow. If you follow me on Instagram, I was only partway up the green center when I Instagrammed it. I did from that point, so I'd say I was probably about 2/3 of the way up. I did the rest of that square and both of the sides, both of the completed sides of the rectangles in that game. I was not going to stop knitting. I am a superstitious hockey knitter. I understand that. My bestie is also superstitious, and she had tweeted and she messaged me saying that she thought she should be knitting, but she can't get up because anything that you do differently might impact the team. Yeah, I know. Crazy, but it's how we work. So So they did that last night, which was good, which also made me a little happier because we actually we put one of my favorite players on waivers. And I don't know all the ins and outs of that, but the long and the short of it is that if we put a player on waivers, we're trying to put somebody out there who might be grabbed by another team and will take the salary cap. And so we can actually open that up for somebody else, which makes me a little upset. If the player clears waivers, they still belong to their team, and the team can do with them what they like. So what we did was Thursday, we found out that he cleared waivers at noon. And that we sent him down to our AHL affiliate, which the American Hockey League, which basically feeds our team. So the Hershey Bears. He went back to Harrisburg Hershey. He came up. Steve Alexi is his name, and he's one of my favorite players. He's got the best hockey story because he really did play in all sorts of smaller leagues to work his way up to the AHL. And then we called him up last year because he's a defenseman, and we had a number of them out on injury. So we called him up, not expecting him to be here for more than one, maybe 2 games. And he ended up staying. He stayed for the rest of the shortened season last year and through most of this season, through over half of this season. So he's in Hershey, which is good and bad. I mean, it's bad because he's not here. But it's good that he's still with us and that he can be called up at any time. And he really is a great guy. I've met him with signing autographs, and he is so genuinely excited. He's great on social media, on Twitter and on Instagram. And one of the things that he did when he found out that he was or when they released the news that we were sending him back down to Hershey, was he wrote a note on his iPhone, took a screenshot, and then tweeted that screenshot that basically thanked all of his fans out there, all of his family, but all of his fans who had faith in him, and that he was really happy that he had the time in Washington that he did. Yeah. I'm hoping we get to call him up again and keep him up. He's a great defenseman. I think that he was paired with a few people that were really either not at the same level or just I think that he got a raw deal on who he was paired up with. He did really well when paired up with some of our better, like our top 4 defensemen. He did really well when he was paired up with them. He did really well when he was paired up with a couple of rookies, and yeah. So that's a happy and sad one, but yeah, I'm hoping that last night's win, where we actually showed like we wanted to win, we were playing to win, which is not something that we'd seen in like the previous 7 games. I'm hoping that sticks around. There's still a lot of things that the team needs to do, but that's a pretty good first step. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. If this was your first time watching, thank you so much for giving me a shot. And if you are returning, thank you again. You know I couldn't do this without you. Great big puffy heart. If you'd like to reach me during the week, you can email me at sheepishpodcast@gmail.com. I am on Ravelry as Knit Girl, spelled conventionally. I am on Instagram as KnitGirl726. And I'm on Twitter and Plurk as Sheepish Podcast, but I really am not on there a whole heck of a lot these days. So anyways, have a great week, everybody. I will see you next time. Bye.